So in this video I will be discussing Codeforces round 1006 ready for division 3. So I will be discussing first 5 problems of this set. Let's start with problem A, that is new world, new me and new array. So in this question we are given an integer array A which is initially filled with zeros and an integer K and an integer P. Okay. Now what we can do, in one operation we can choose any integer x which is between minus p and plus p and assign a of I equal to x. Now what question is asking, to calculate the minimum number of operations required to make the sum of all the elements in the array equal to k, or tell them whether it is impossible. So first of all we'll check the impossible case, in which case it is not possible. And yeah, so you can see we can select an integer between minus p and plus p, right? Okay, and how many integers we can select? We can select at most n integers because n is the size of my array. Done. Also, what is the minimum sum which we can get? That is n into minus p, right? And similarly, what is the maximum sum which we can get? That is p into n. Okay, done. So if my current sum is not in this range, then my answer is strictly no. Else I can get the answer. But how? And that part is also easy. You know what is a maximum number which we can put, that is p. What is a minimum number that we can put, that is minus p. And what is the sum required, that is k. Okay, done. Now if we simply divide k into m parts into p parts, then isn't that be the minimum number of operations required to construct k from p's? Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, just simply put that number and your answer will be k divided by p and seal of it. Because I will tell you why. Let's suppose you are having k is equal to you are having k is equal to 14. Okay, and you are having p is equal to 5. Now tell me why the answer is 3, because 14 divided by 5 is 3 when we take the seal. That is why, because 5, 5 and 3, 5, 5 and 4. That's why I'm taking the seal function of them. So answer is 3 in this case. So that's why. Just put k divided by p and this is your answer. And don't forget to seal your answer. Right? Yeah. So I'll now get to the next question, that is having been a treasurer in past, I help goblin devices, whatever it is. Yeah. So in this question we are given a string. Okay. So in this question we are given a string like this. Okay, done. A string which will be containing three characters, which will be containing two characters only, either this or this. Okay, done. Let's suppose this is dash and this is underscore, right? Okay, we are given a string which contain dashes and underscores. Now what we have to do, we have to rearrange the characters in the given string such that the number of subsequence the number of subsequence which contain this order, like dash underscore dash, is maximized. Okay, for example, I am given a string like dash underscore 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 dash underscore underscore dash. So tell me how many subsequences are there which will give you this particular phase. That is, I can, let's suppose if I choose this one, I chose this one, and I choose this one. This is also phase, right? If I choose this one, now I choose this underscore and I choose this last I, so that this is also phase. Okay, so this is the question telling you to do. Now we have to tell them how we can rearrange the given string such that the number of phases are maximized. Okay, so how we can do that? So it is a very simple problem. You know one thing, that underscore will always be in the middle of your string, in the final string, right? So I will put all of my underscore in the middle of my string, right? Now how to divide dashes? Okay, done. So there might be a useful way, but you know, the constants are very loose in this question. Okay, yeah. Yes, the constants were loose in this question. So what I initially did, I just calculated the number of uh, dashes. Okay, dashes. Now what I did, I just loop over the dashes. For example, if I put one dash over here and less rest of the dashes over here. Okay, let me just recurse the back. Okay, so if I put all of my underscore in the middle of my string, and let's suppose there are three dashes over here and there are five dashes over here. Now tell me how many subsequences will be there. The number of subsequence will be 3 into number of underscores, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and the number of succeeding dashes, right? And that is also 5. So this is the number of faces which I can get in this particular order, right? So how to maximize this number? You know one thing, that my number of underscore will always in the middle. Okay, so that's why I put my number of underscores in the middle only. Now the point is how to divide your number of dashes left and right. So you can also loop through it. For example, if the number of dashes with you are 10, then you can simply loop through 1 into number of underscores, and rest of the dashes, that is 9. And similarly 2, 8, and 3, 7, 4, 6, and 5 and 5, right? So you can just brute force on each and every pair of dashes to left and right. And you know one thing, in the middle there always be underscores only. Just multiply it and find the maximum answer. There can be a better way without looping them out. Yeah, you can find it out. Please do comment if you find it. So yeah, I'll go now on the next problem, that is C. Creating keys or storage has become my main skill. In this question we are given a code, that is, okay, we are given a pair n comma x. Okay, done. Where n is the length of the array and x is or of all of the elements of the array. Okay, done. Or hope so you mean what is the bitwise or. Now what we can do, now what we have to do, we will be given these two integers, that is n and x. Now we have to construct a array A of size n, array A of size n, such that or of all of the elements of my array should be equal to x. The OR operation of all the elements of my array should be equal to x, and the max the max of my array should be maximized among all such arrays. Okay, the max of my array should be maximized among all such arrays. So how we can proceed it? So this is a very simple problem, but I'll tell you how. So what is the max? Max is the smallest non occurring element in your array, right? So I will simply loop through from 0 to n. I will simply loop through from 0 to n and check whether 0 can be there in my array. Similarly, 1 can be there in my array till n can be there in my array or not. Okay, done. But how I can do this? So I will simply loop through to till 1 till from 0 to n minus 1. But why n minus 1? So I'll tell you why. So there is one condition which needs to be satisfied, and that is the OR of all the elements should be equal to x. Okay, now the max condition is second, right? Max should be maximized, but max can be 0 also, right? But or should be equal to x, that you cannot compromise on. So that's why I'm looping from 0 to n minus 1, such that one operation is left, such that I can add x and then, because if I add x in my array, then I'm pretty sure that all of all the elements in my array will be equal to x only, right? So yeah, that is cool. So what I will do while looping? Okay, done. While looping, I'll check whether my current I can be there in my array or not. Okay, what are the conditions to check? The condition is also simple. For example, your x is 1 0 0 1 1. Okay, suppose your x is the binary representation of x is this, and you came across 4. And what is the binary representation of 4? That is 0 0 1 0 and 0. Now you are sure that if you put 4 in your array, then the OR will not be equal to x, because you know OR operation, it will make 0 1 and 1. So at this position 1 cannot be there. So simply check whether your array ith number can come in your array or not. If your ith array can come in your array, just put it. Okay, done. If it cannot come in your array, then just break through it, then just break the loop, because you know this is the smallest number. The smallest number which cannot come in your array will be the max of your array, whether whatever number would you put at then. This is the final max, right? And fill your array with some random numbers and just find the answer. If I show the code is also easy. uh okay, I'm just looping from 0 to n minus 1 and checking whether my current number can be in my array or not. This is a simple short term for this checking of this, whether there is single one or not, right? So yeah, if it is there, I'm just breaking it out. Else what I'm doing, I'm pushing the element in my answer array A. I answer array A. Okay, done. Okay, and just these are simple calculation which you can identify. And yeah, after the all the operation, if my array size is still smaller than n, just fill it with just empty zeros and print the answer. Okay, done. And what is this max doing it? Max is simply checking whether your condition is validated or not. If your condition is not still validated, then just put the max. Else you have to put the just put the max. Else you have to put the x. Right? There's a difference. There's a difference between max and x. Right? So yeah, x is simply that number which I was telling you. If you're still not able to achieve your or result, then just simply put the x in your final answer, final array, and print it. Yeah, so hope so it is clear to you. You will get the code in the description. Next is D. For the wizard, the exam is easy, but I couldn't handle it. Okay, done. So in this question we are given an array. Okay, let's suppose I'm given an array. Okay, done. This is the array. Now suppose if i if I took these 2 points, and let's suppose I and j. If my array of j is greater than I'll check, array of j is greater than array of I, then it is okay. But if my array of you can see the code also. Yeah, what we can do, okay, let me just take it from the scratch. You can perform at most one operation in your array. Okay, I can perform at most one operation in my array. And what is that operation? I will choose any two numbers, any two, I will choose any subarray in the array and make a cyclic right shift. What is a cyclic right shift? Push each and every number to the each and every number to the right. And for example, in this case, this will come to this position, this, and this number will come to this position. Okay, done. Right. So after performing a cyclic shift, we have to, like you can see, uh, yeah. After playing the spell, mm, yeah, I there was a condition written over here. I don't know where it is gone. Morphemly. Okay, wizard and given area to minimize the inversions. Right. He need to minimize the inversions. And what is the inversion? Inversion is simply a pair such that my previous number is greater than my next number. Okay. For example, if I choose this index I, this index j, and my a of I is greater than a of j, then my inversion count is increased by 1. Okay, done. Then my inversion count is increased by 1. Okay, done. So how to reduce it? So we have to perform at most one cyclic shift on any of the subarray in my array. Exactly one. It cannot be 0. It cannot be greater than 1. Right. So exactly one cyclic shift on any subarray in my array, such that the number of inversions in my final array should be minimized. Okay, done. So how we can proceed it? So this question I will show you, I will tell you with the help of code only, because there is nothing much explain on the whiteboard, right? So what I will do, I will just take my input array. Okay, done. I'll I'll mark two coordinates L and R, which will be my answer, and this is the number of inversions A and S. These are the number of inversions. Now what I will do, I will loop on each and every subarray, because you know the constants are very much low. You can simply use a n square approach. I will perform operation on each and every subarray. Okay. Now along with it, on each and every subarray, I'm maintaining two variables. For each and every subarray, I'm maintaining two variables, that is big and small. And what does these numbers signifies? Big signifies the number of uh, the number of non-inversions. Okay, done. Small represents the number of inversions. Okay, done. In my current subarray, don't forget, in my current subarray, the small represents the number of inversions, and the small represents the number of inversions, and big represents the number of non-inversions. Okay, done. Now what I'm calculating over here, my answer will be the number. But I have to minimize the inversions, right? I have to minimize the inversions, right? So if I'm at a point in which I'm getting a greater inversion count, if I'm getting greater inversion count, then I will simply assign my new inversions as small minus big, and this will be my new range, because you know I will be make reverse operation on this subarray, because by making a reverse operation on this array, I know one thing, my number of inversion count will be less. right? Because of the condition small minus big should be greater than answer, right? And at then I will just print L plus 1 and R plus 1, that will be the range. Okay, if I uh, tell you over here, yes, okay, done. So yeah, so I will perform operation on each and every subarray. What is my big signifies? Big signifies number of points where my j is greater than I. Okay, big is number of point where j is greater than I. Okay, done. What is the small? Small represents where my I is greater than j, basically the inversion condition, right? So if I reverse my this subarray, if I reverse the subarray in which this is my maximized, okay, if I reverse the subarray in which this is maximized, then you know one thing, that your operation, okay, I guess I have, so maybe, yeah, the operation is left, right? I think so. I tell you right while explaining the question. So you know, yeah, I'm making a left cyclic shift, not a right cyclic shift, right? So yeah, while making a left cyclic shift, you know one thing, that if my number of inversions minus number of non-inversions are maximized, then this will result to the lesser number of inversions, right? Because this will be cyclic shift, then the count will be inverse, right? So yeah, that's the explanation. And let's now begin to problem b, that is, do you love your hero and hits and to hit multi target attack, whatever it is. So in this question, uh, I'm having a grid. Okay, sorry for the bad grid, but yeah, I'm having a grid. Now in this grid we have to put uh, n coordinates such that n will be smaller than, greater than 0 and smaller than 500, and they all should be distinct. Okay, done, right? Now there should be exactly k pairs in which p of I comma j should be equal to d of I comma j. Okay, done. But what is the d and p? So I'll tell you what is d and p. So d is simply, let's suppose you are having 2 points. This is over here and this is over here. Now d of this point, the d value of 2 points will be this sum. Okay, this length. And what is the p? The p length of this, of the 2 points will be this length. Okay, I think so, will be this length. Okay, done. Now tell me, in what case your hypotenuse should be equal to the length of the other two lengths. That is when the points lies on the same point, which means the p and d value of 2 points will be equal when they lie on the same point. Else there is no case in which they will be same. Okay, done. If I take these 2 points and find the d is also this and p is also this. Now question is simplified. Now you have to find the number of pair such that they lie on the same point, and the inter the internal permutation combination of that numbers will result in k, because you need exactly k pairs. Okay, done. But how we can do it? We can just simply mark the number on the same line. For example, on this line I am having 3 points, 1 2 3 4, let's suppose 4 points, and I create another point on the same line. Tell me how many pair will be increased by introducing a new pair, that is 4. Okay, done. By introducing a new pair on the same line, how many pair will be increased? That is plus 4, 1 plus 5. Okay, done. And similarly plus 6 by adding a new variable. Now this is a simple question. Now you will start plotting the points on the same line. If the sum of points is increased by k, just shift to the next coordinate. Okay, and start performing the operation over there. If I show the code is pretty much easy, very easy. So I'm taking two coordinates y and x, that is the current coordinates, current line, and total number of pairs. I'll loop till my total number of pairs are smaller than k. Okay, done. Okay, just forgot this. I'll simply calculate this. I'll push my current coordinate in my answer. I'll increase the total pairs by current line because okay, I'll explain the logic over here. For that part, if I add, currently there are no points in my array. Okay, done. Currently there are no points in my array. That is total pair will be equal to 0. Okay, 0 will be added in my answer. If I add 1 point in my array, 1 point in my line, then answer will be increased by 1. If I add 1 point more in my line, then answer will increase by 2. If I add one more, answer will increase by 3. Similarly, what is the pattern over here? If I add one pair in my line, then the number of pair will be increased by present number of coordinates in your line. Yeah, so that's the case. Current line, okay, this is the current line. I'll increase the current line, okay, done, and move to the next coordinate and move to the next coordinate over here. If at any point my total number of pairs plus current line should be will be is greater than k, then in that case I am moving to the next line and moving to the next line, that is increasing my x variable x axis and setting the current line equal to 0 again. Now I'll start adding from the scratch over here, that is 1 2 3 4. If this is also increased by k, then I'll also again move to the next point, right? So yeah, that is explanation for problem worry. So if you have any doubts in any of these 5 problems, please let me know, and please comments please comment below and share the video. And yeah, that's all for today's video. Thanks.